pointers. Well, this technique is a little more than a little activity we do in New Year's, or do stuff before we grow too old. Now, goals is like a map of where we're going, and which ways we want to lead to the top of the peak. But not all mountains are huge or big, like some of you out there. Doing your homework is so hard for you and always so difficult before the due date. Now, my friends, it's just a tiny mound. But hey, everyone's different. You might have struggles I never had, and I had that you never had. Oh, crap. So, when I was younger, I had troubles with speaking. By that, I only talked to my dad, my mom, and even my grandma. But that was only a couple times. And when I did talk out in public, I had this little problem that made me fall behind from everyone else. I remember I had a daily struggle pronouncing things. I even remember I couldn't pronounce multiplication. I couldn't say the right tense or noun. Or even tell a story or describe something. Oh, crap. I can't control this thing. Or tell a story, because it'll always be out of place. And when people were nice enough to correct my errors, I always felt like I was done, and it was quite a sensitive thing to me. When I did go to school, I loved it. I loved math, recess, art, like most kids did. But when I started 3rd grade, the troubles began. The essays and reports were always easy, it explained. But I would have loved English, I would have. But because I was so frustrated and mad, because I was falling behind from everyone else in the whole class, because of the lack of sentences, the skips of words, and a total amount of errors. When we see things that are hard, that we must face every day, we see it as impossible. But it's only a certain challenge that we must face and fight sooner or later. I believe the only thing that is getting in your way is yourself. Years pass. It was always a common routine to skip 2 days a week, just to be stuck in a small room doing editing and writing drills. I really love my therapist, I really do. But I didn't want to drive this normal my whole life. Well, I could do things I want to do in the future. So one day I was enough with it, and I came up with a plan. I told myself I was going to get out of speech therapy and get out before college, because I knew I could do this all by myself, but I knew it was going to take some time. One of the things I love about goals is that you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to be the lone wolf. My supporters helped me, and I couldn't do it without them, because I gave up several times, thinking eventually I might get out of it, but no, because they pushed me back up again and pushed me on, because they believed that I had a bright future than being stuck in this room doing all that. People who care will always be there to help you by fixing it, by encouraging you, or even do it with you. Like, what the heck? My supporters helped me by using tactics over overcoming this odd condition I thought I had. We tried reading out loud, voice typing, and slowly said words after messing up the pronunciation. Pretty annoying. But most of them didn't work. Because one, it obviously didn't work. Or two, it was just too embarrassing. For example, voice typing required a microphone. Like the one I'm kind of like, there's some that I have right now. I'm hooking up right now. But you get the point. But anyway, I didn't want to use this voice typing thing because I thought it was too embarrassing. And I worried that if I bring it to school, that there's going to be someone that's going to look at me and say, hey, why does Abby have a microphone? So yeah, most of them didn't work. Later on, I soon became aware that not all goals are not those one-nighters that you can do in one night. I learned that the hard way. It takes months, weeks, even a decade if you're up for the challenge. If you're one night and you think that it's all in the night, one night you need, well, I'm sorry to say, you're wrong. Because have you ever had a big test or a big event coming up and you did nothing and just aced it? Heck no. It takes practice and time. If you ever run a marathon without no training and you just cross it in your dreams, after many years of practicing and patience, I finally got a speech therapy this February. After 12 years, thinking my whole lifespan, it looked like Mount Everest. But hey, I guess it's worth it, I thought. I'm glad those who helped me throughout my whole journey. I thank them all. Even the people who think that they didn't do anything, they did affect me. Now my goal is done and accomplished. I'm just warming up. And the grand finale is that you don't stop. I have been over one big mountain. I'm just going another for a different purpose. I still struggle a little bit. I'm not fluent English now. But I love writing now. And I don't have to worry about all that self-doubt in myself and that I'm a stupid kid. It's a bus. Goodbye. Why? Because why do I have to remember all that while I can barely see the peak right up top? My friends, I want to listen to what I said and use it. That's why I'm here. I want to help others get out of that quicksand which they're stuck in. Because I believe that anyone can beat their own mountain if they believe in themselves and believe what their supporters are saying to them. Before I go, I want a favor from all of you. Don't give up, because even though I got my achievement, if you don't give up, you can too. Thank you.